Good morning, my name is Brendan Little and I'm the Procurement Manager for the Collaborative Construction Team, part of the Scottish Procurement and Property Directorate, led by our Director Nick Ford. My team works closely together and collaboratively with Scottish Government's Construction Policy Unit to support the public sector in procurement of construction through introducing and managing frameworks and dynamic purchasing systems. Construction procurement is a subject my team are passionate about, and we want to take the opportunity to make a greater impact upon Scotland's infrastructure. Currently, Scottish Government has one construction framework and one construction dynamic purchasing system, both for civil engineering. As I mentioned, there will be time at the end of the presentation for questions. Scottish Government, in extensive collaboration with industry and Scottish public procurement authorities, introduced a national framework for civil engineering projects in Scotland last year. This framework is for civil engineering projects between £5 and £100 million. The framework has an estimated worth of around £600 million over the 4-year term, and the term began in March of 24. There are 3 national lots accessible to the entire public sector in Scotland, covering general and/or structural engineering, with value bands of between £5 to £25 million and £25 to £100 million. Across the 3 lots, there are a total of 8 suppliers, with 6 on the lower value lots and 4 on the highest value lot. We're working closely with public sector clients and anticipate too many competitions being issued in the coming weeks, which is exciting news for us. That's the high-level key facts of the framework, but it doesn't tell the whole story. The key was the extensive collaboration in numerous working groups with both framework public bodies and with our colleagues in the construction sector. The collaboration continues with the user intelligence groups and the joint steering group for civil engineering. The steering group has representation from Scottish Government, Transport Scotland, local authorities and a range of suppliers in Scottish Futures Trust. This slide touches on some of the key elements of the framework. It is designed to ensure delivery of successful projects, providing value for money, develop longer-term relationships, and will support a range of businesses, including small, medium enterprises within the supply chain. The contract terms are NEC 4, supplemented by additional conditions of contract, developed specifically for this framework in extensive collaboration with industry. I do believe that these terms and conditions set the standard for civils projects in the Scottish public sector, and they are accepted by industry. Key aspects of the framework include monitoring prompt payment, as Mr McKee referenced, requirement to pay the real living wage throughout the supply chain, project bank account and the use of a graduated pricing mechanism. Framework management that encourages performance, with poor performance potentially leading to suspension until improvements are made. Serious crimes checks undertaken, and all mini competitions will have an evaluation weighting favouring quality over price, tying in with the construction accord. We have successfully introduced the dynamic purchasing system for civil engineering works up to £5 million. A DPS, DPS is a dynamic purchasing system, is light in terms of accessing, and crucially suppliers can apply at any time, which is unlike the framework. It embodies the key elements of framework, including a graduated pricing mechanism. Our DPS went live in December of 24 and has been well received by all parties, and the first contract award is imminent. There are 27 suppliers on the DPS already, of which 20 are SMEs, which equates to 74%. This slide provides good information because it displays the names and logos of each of the 6 contractors on Lot 1. I'll just pause for a couple of seconds to let you take some notes, or indeed a photograph if you want, of those names. Okay. And this slide displays the current names and logos of each of the 6 contractors on Lot 2. Again, I'll pause for a couple of moments. And this slide displays the names and logos of each of the 4 contractors on Lot 3. 4 contractors in Lot 3. Higher value projects, again, 25 million to 100 million. All of our collaborative partners are very keen for us to continue to develop and to publish a without commitment pipeline, and this slide provides some high-level detail across the 3 lots. The information has been extracted from Scottish Futures Trust forecast tool, the link provided in the slide, which will be refreshed again in July. It's refreshed every 6 months, but in between times are encouraging framework public bodies to come forward and give us some more intelligence on the projects that are up and coming. And on to the dynamic purchasing system, which again can be used by all Scottish public sector organisations to complement to supplement the civil engineering. Scottish Government has used the same collaborative partners and platforms to develop civil engineering dynamic purchasing system, a DPS for projects, as I said, up to £5 million. The DPS is an agile, electronic method of procurement. It provides a list of pre-qualified suppliers for a variety of civils requirements, and the DPS is a two-stage process. Stage 1 is the initial setup stage. Suppliers can apply to join, and their application will be successful if they meet the selection criteria. There's no limit on the number of suppliers that can join, and suppliers can apply to join at any time during the lifespan of the system. At stage 2, following call-off competitions, individual call-off contracts are awarded. All suppliers within the relevant categories of the DPS must be invited to the call-off competition. The DPS allows purchasing organisations to identify suitable suppliers via 3 category filters, which are type of civils works, the location, and the value band. We anticipate that the DPS will remain live until October 2030, and we have the option to extend or to reduce the term at any time. The DPS contract notice was published on the Public Contracts Scotland platform on the 4th of September 24, and the slide provides a link through which suppliers can now apply to join via Public Contracts Scotland tender platform. Additional details are included within the link. To be considered, suppliers must complete a single procurement document, which includes a financial standing workbook, technical and professional ability workbook, including core terms acceptance, and an environmental management and climate change plan form. All applicants will be vetted via serious organised crime check conducted by Police Scotland. The DPS went live in December 24 and is now available for buyers to use. Buying organisations can use the DPS for all civil engineering projects up to £5 million. Calls for competition will be weighted in the following way: price between 10 to 50%, quality between 50 to 90%. Buyers will be able to choose from a set of NEC4 terms and conditions, which include long form and short form. As per the framework, these will include additional conditions to the standard NEC4 suite. These additional conditions were arrived at through collaboration with framework public bodies and with our industry partners, represented by Construction Scotland and Seeker, present here today. Essentially, the key benefits of using the DPS will be accessibility, designed to encourage micro, small and medium enterprises participation, a fast and easy route to market, a streamlined, efficient and fully electronic system, flexibility and the opportunity to customise award criteria, increased competition with an up-to-date selection of suppliers, serious organised crimes check conducted by Police Scotland, and Scottish Government guidance provided along with templates for NEC4, terms and conditions, and additional conditions. As per the pipeline arrangements for the framework, this slide provides high-level detail, again taken from Scottish Futures Trust pipeline forecast tool, for without commitment projects up to £5 million. Our team's Senior Portfolio Manager, Colin Bell, and the Head of Scottish Government's Construction Procurement Policy Unit, Lisa Goldie, are also collaborating on the early development stages of a new delivery model for social infrastructure. So what is social infrastructure? It's the facilities, systems and services that support the quality of life and well-being of communities. This includes schools, health facilities and other community infrastructure projects. Engagement with Scottish Government portfolio leads is now underway to understand strategic alignment, opportunities, sensitivities and direction of travel before commencing with wider industry and customer engagement. This model will promote and enable collaborative and place-based community infrastructure planning and a modern approach to the market interface which drives social and wider economic benefits and delivery. The new model will also seek to drive social, wider economic benefits and delivery. Work to date has developed initial thinking on scope and the approach to social infrastructure development and building on best examples from the Hub programme. It has included exploration of what the model should be seeking to achieve, the conditions of success for which public bodies should be included, and the nature of work to be included. Just to conclude the presentation, and before we move to the Q&A session, here are the email points of contact for our integrated project team. If you'd like to receive a copy of the presentation, then please send an email to me, Brendan Little. My address is here in the slide for you to note. We'll just pause for a second again if you want to take a quick photograph of that or note it down, and do contact me if you do need the presentation sent to you. Okay, so we're now on to Q&A, and thank you for listening. Okay, great first question there that's came in from Julie Shannon. Thank you, Julie. What is the graduated pricing mechanism? I'll try to be very brief with that. As some of you may be aware, we usually evaluate on criteria price and quality. For example, 70% quality, 30% price, and for the price element there are 100 marks available, and 100 marks goes to the lowest price that's offered, and normally points are deducted as you move away from the lowest price on a steady gradient. If you imagine on a graph, a graduated pricing mechanism is different in that the points deduction as you move away from the lowest price is at a certain level. The gradient is shallow to an inflection point where the points deducted increase at the inflection point and the drop off is more dramatic. The purpose of that is to put a higher emphasis on quality. Through our collaboration with industry and framework public bodies, quality is the priority over price, although we do still consider price as we are required by regulations to test most economically advantageous tenders. Hopefully that's okay for you, Julie, but please catch me later on if you need a further explanation or any of the other delegates need, so I'll be available. Okay, so Julie Shannon, what is the next entry point? Your DPS frameworks. Okay, so a DPS and a framework are two separate things. The DPS is for projects between £5 to £100 million, and we've already awarded framework contracts. We did that in March 24 to 8 suppliers across 3 lots. So the opportunity for main contractors to join that framework won't arise again until the next time we start the process for the next iteration. Current contract, 4-year period, due to end, we're over a year into it, so due to end in March 28. So we should begin that process a year and a half before that. So please keep an eye on PCST for the contract notice coming out of that. But at the moment, there's no opportunity to join the framework. However, the reason we're giving the presentation today is to highlight that it exists for any contractors who want to get into the supply chains of any of the main contractors that have been successful in the framework. Now, the DPS is a separate commercial arrangement, completely different. Suppliers can join that at any time, and if you go into the link for the slides or request the slides today, you'll find the link which will give you the information about joining the DPS if you're interested in doing so. And in fact, we really encourage you to do so because we do want suppliers on the DPS. Okay, so that was Sarah Stone. Thank you, Sarah. And Joey Shannon, thanks. Another question from you. What is the next entry? Sorry, that's the final question from Joey Shannon is, how can I supply to main contractors in lots in the civil engineering framework? Okay, so one of the parts of the arrangements with framework suppliers is that they advertise their subcontracting opportunities on PCS. So if you're already on PCS, please review your alerts for opportunities to coming in. If you're not on PCS at the moment, then I really encourage you to think about doing so. And there are stalls here today, Scottish Government stalls, which can give you information about how to join PCS. And one last question there, so thanks, Joey. Sarah, is it Stoffy? Sorry, I do apologise if I've pronounced that wrong. I haven't got my glasses on at the moment. How are community benefits being incorporated into both the frameworks and the DPS? Okay, so in the framework arrangements, we have an assessment of performance annex there where we facilitate the collection of data with regards to community benefits emanating from projects. So the framework to do that, framework with a small f, is there embedded in the framework to collect the MI. So we haven't started our first project yet. We do anticipate that being soon, and those community benefits will be derived at project level to feed into our MI. So we do have the functionality there for that, but they will be project specific. Again, on the DPS, it's a lighter touch arrangement with regards to the speed and to placing contracts, but the same principles are there in the DPS with regards to framework community benefits derived from projects awarded under the DPS through MI that we collect, but they will be project specific. So until we know what those projects actually are, those community benefits won't be identified exactly at this moment, but there will be some familiar community benefits in there, in particular apprenticeships. So at the moment, I think that's me covered off the questions that I've received through the iPad. And just one last opportunity before we move on and finish. If there's any questions from the floor, we can take them with or without the mic. If you don't want to wait in the mic, just raise your hand anyway. But I think that's it today. Thank you very much.